don't even have to be like
Shut
this.
the fuck up, Reggie.
Okay, so Leigh and Reggie are breaking up, but we are all polyamorous, so we gotta figure this out.
Well, Leigh and I were talking, and I think I'm gonna share the bed with her instead of Reggie.
Oh, it's like that. You know, you're my third favorite person in this octuple. 8-person.
We all know what it means, Reggie. We're all from Seattle. You don't have to patronize us.
Guys, don't fight. What are we gonna do about the group orgies?
Well, I think the solution is to double the amount so we can have Leigh and Reggie time.
Why can't we just kick Reggie out?
How am I supposed to find 7 people to split rent with? I'm not even poly, I'm just broke.
You weren't really into us?
There's like 10 different races and genders here. You can't all be my type.
I don't really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you see the clip. Would you be a poly homosexual? I gotta ask the question. Would you do it? You know, it's funny because, you know, the clip, skit, whatever. But thinking about it, I'm pretty sure people are out there like, you know what? We could split this rent. I can get with you and you. You know, why don't you get one of your girlfriends to get one of their girlfriends, and we could be friends. And we could do this every month as long as, you know, you make your fourth of the rent, right? And, you know, how people talk about relationships not really being serious or necessary per se nowadays. Like people are looking for, you know, people looking for lust before they're looking for love, and that's been a thing. It's not like a new thing, but that's what happens when you're younger. You look for lust. Most people look for lust, and few people look for love. And then, you know, as you get older, things kind of change, or they don't. But you know, when we think about homosexuals, we think about guys going from house to house to house, you know, garbage bag full of clothes in hand. And then I thought about, like, what about, you know, this rising cost of living? Like, me and my lady were out, and we were on the side of town, and I used to live on this side of town, and it's like half. It went downhill halfway, and they gentrifying it now, right? So it's like feast or famine, right, in the same area. And you see people just begging and homeless, and then you see people like, what? And I know they got nicer stuff over here, but you sure you want to live here while they're gentrifying? Kind of environment. And I thought about it, like, for this video, using that clip, like, hey, man, what would you do? Like, seriously, what would you do? Would y'all go, hey, man, you, and me, you know, we can get a 2-bedroom and be 4 people, and then, you know, play wife swap and husband swap, or boyfriend swap and girlfriend swap, you know, and change the duties every week, every month. Team this, team that, you know. Now, I don't know, some of y'all might go too far. It'd be, you know, guy on girl and girl on girl and guy on guy. Y'all pushing it. Some of y'all pushing it, or some of y'all getting pushed in. But that's a whole nother story. I would say that should be rare, but it's a whole nother story. But a lot of y'all would do it. Like, you know, in my younger days, I used to sport a shag. No, but in my younger days, I remember girls who would constantly move in with guys. Move in, then move in with girls. And I've seen some girls like that where, you know, one day she like men and she moving in with men, and then she like girls and she moving in with girls. She you know, never really on her own, always in somebody else's home, you know. So I've seen that before. And, you know, some people, guys got a hefty bag. She got a big, she got a Nissan Altima trunk. That's what we're going to do. She got her stuff in the Nissan Altima trunk. So if people like that got together, because they're not trying to be committed per se, but they need a roof over their head, would people do it? My opinion, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think that, when you see these rich guys and they have multiple women, or the stereotype of rich guys having multiple women, or also the stereotype of, you know, women being okay with multiple women if the guy is rich, he has money. The women like, we cool with it. They're willing to, lift pillar to post. It's like, as long as he's paying. And say that 3 times. So I kind of figure out, like, looking at the skit, like, the guy's like, look, I'm just here because of the rent, yo. I don't care. Like, I ain't got to be in all of this stuff. How many people would do that? I think a lot. Nowadays. And not to mention the weirdos who would just act like they players. I don't think you. I think polyamory and polygamy can be a space for some weirdos, but I don't think. And I might just be wrong for saying this. You might have to. You gonna have to be attractive to be polygamous. Some of you ladies trying to get away with it. Y'all thinking y'all bringing box to the table and y'all bad built, unattractive, but you feel like you super freaky. And a guy give it a pass, but I don't think ladies want to have an ugly homosexual. But then again, I've seen worse. I've seen that before. What would you do? Like, what would you do nowadays? Would you go, I'll never be polygamous or polyamorous ever in my life? And then that rent hits you and you're like, say, baby, look, how about we get some more people in here? Like, you don't like me like that, no way. It's kind of like, like people are rent swingers. I know that's a skit, but I have seen people who a bunch of adults roommate, and then, sometimes guys can roommate with other guys, and that's not a big deal. Ladies can roommate with other ladies. That's not normally a big deal. But, all of this being open and free and liberated, I mean, could you possibly, be a roommate and in the friend sex zone with your roommates? It could go bad. I can tell you that right now. It could go bad if, somebody might feel insecure that, or a roommate over here knocking the bottom out of it, and you just, you rabbit humping, and it's like, they might try to replace you. You might get voted off Survivor Island. And you like, I'm trying my best. They agreed to let you stay there, but they didn't realize, it's going to be trash sex. And I don't think you can be polygamous or polyamorous with trash sex. I don't think that goes with the equation. But if you can't find somebody to hit that rent, to pay that portion of the bill, and then it's like, I don't like the sex, but hey, his motherfucker's consistent, right? They're consistent. So the skit's funny, but geez, like, do you think you're gonna see this on the rise? Me personally, I think so. You're gonna hear, then you're gonna hear some wild stories. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had.